Welcome back. Now we want to look at the insert menu and see some of the things that we can do using these options that are available under insert menu. The very first thing we'll be able to insert is a cover page. Supposing I wanted to add a cover page for my assignment or document, I'll click on this, then select the template that I want to use for my cover page. Choose this, then just do the editing that might be required. MS Word Practical, and then any subtitle, and you can see it's a fair representation of what a cover page might be. You can select the date, you can specify the company name and address, and there you have a cover page. During your free time, explore to see the many other possible templates that are there for the cover page. The next thing is a blank page. Supposing I needed a blank page in between these two pages, I've seen some people use enter key all the way until they create a blank page, and that's not a very ideal way. We can just click on blank page, and in between these two pages we've added a blank page. The next thing is page break. Look, if I needed to push this text to a page of its own, create a page and have that paragraph go there, then I can use a page break. Text that text to its own page. Right, the next thing we want to insert is a table. And a table is rows and columns, a very good way of illustrating data. So let's create that, a table with two columns. You can see as I hover on this, we are able to select the columns. So let me just start with 3. Of course, the rows might not be important to specify at that particular point because we will need more. Number, admission number, and maybe name. Okay, this is the place where I want to create the actual records. So first we need to be able to resize the columns. Maybe here we need to write 1, 2. So we don't normally type these numbers. It's a better idea to insert the numbers instead of typing them. So I'll select here, then go to home menu, and then click on numbers. We've used this before. And anytime I create a new record here by putting the cursor here and clicking on enter, it will automatically come with that number. I might need to change this title here, just give it a better appearance. I click on this, however you like that. Then you can start entering the records. And supposing you needed to insert another column in between name and admission number, then we can put the cursor here, right click, insert, and we want to insert a column. And where is it? To the left or right? You can specify that we need one to the left, and you have it there. Sometimes you might be forced to merge cells, like I want these two cells to merge. So let's look for a way of doing that. So merge cells, the two are joined. Really, that depends on the logic that you want to capture in this table. You can keep using that to create more rows, and when you're done, you just take the cursor outside that. Tables are very useful in representing or presenting data. Let's insert an image here. Image. So I'll put the cursor there, then go to picture, then insert from this device. That will allow me to pick an image. Let me just use this random image. Okay. You can still use this. When you have an image here, the first thing we would need to do is resize the photo, and we can use that by use of these clips here. This clip here allows you to resize the picture, maintaining what we call an aspect ratio. As the length reduces, the width reduces. But if you use this, you can reduce the width only. You can use this to reduce the height only. Of course, you need to be very careful, and this is more preferred because the aspect ratio is important in not messing with the photo. After resizing, the next thing we need to do is to change the positioning of the image. You can see right here we have the position. How do you want the text to appear, the image to appear in relation to the text? So I can push it to the end of the document here. Look at that it would be surrounded by the text, or around text. You can do much more using this menu here. So when you'll be writing, whatever you'll be writing will just wrap around that image, as you can see. Right. So anytime you click or select the image, we have some menus that will appear. Look at that. When I select this, we have picture format. We call this contextual menus because they only appear when you take an action. So you go to the contextual menus. We have used the position menu here. We can use style also if we want to change the appearance of the photo. Look at that. Shadow. You can try the others during your free time or as you learn this. Maybe I can leave it here. So look at that. Click on the photo again, you'll get some context menus. Contextual menus, you can change the photo, correct it, make it sharp. All those are possible options that you can use. Picture boundaries, the color. You can explore. There is really so much. Right, I want us to go to the next menu. And still on insert, I'll go to shape. Very useful when you want to draw some shape. I will just try draw some arrow here. Maybe you want to indicate some process. So once you put it here, it's really like an image. You have a lot more options. The first thing we need to be able to change is this fill color here. So I'll use format shape, then go to fill color, and I can change the color that fills my image here. Then we should also be able to write inside, add text down or right here. Select the text, go to home menu, increase the font, change it to uppercase. You know, if you want to change the color, you can change. There are many other shapes that you can use depending on the logic that you want to draw. I can do this, put this here. Of course, it covers the other photo, the other shape, and so I will select this and say send it to the back. Send it to back so that the other one can now appear in front of this. You know, just some ideas to help you navigate around shapes. Right. Still on insert menu. I'll only focus on the very common operations, and the next one is SmartArt. There are a number of things that we can communicate by use of a SmartArt, like a list, a process, hierarchy, a cycle. All this we can communicate using a SmartArt. Let me use hierarchy here and select any of this and see how we are able to customize it to show how our hierarchy is at the university. So at the top here we can have the Vice Chancellor. Right here, all people that come under him, DVC, I'll abbreviate this, academics, research and student affairs. Then there is DVC, finance. Supposing there was another DVC we don't have, we would just click on this and right click, then add shape, then select where should that shape come, below, right there. So we can now add any other division or, you know, DVC there. Under DVC also we have, you know, all the deans. So Dean, School of Communication, Dean, School of Science, School of Science, Engineering and Health. And we have many deans. So what I would do is select this and select Add Shape below, and you can put that right now. Now under Dean here, School of Communication, we have HODs. So I could go here, select Add Shape below. Now that can be a department. Go back there, Add Shape below, and that's a department. Supposing there was no other one, I will just click this and delete from my keyboard. You know, delete from the keyboard. Just select and delete from your keyboard. So this is how to use SmartArt. And you know, once you put this here, it becomes a shape. I can change the fill color. You can change the fill color for this. Instead of this, use a different color. The same, you can change the fill color. Try different SmartArt to represent or to capture different logics. The next thing we have is a chart. Charts are so important. And anytime we attempt to create a chart, the most common one is column chart and the clustered one. So I'll just use that. Anytime we attempt to create a chart, we will have both MS Word and Excel. Excel is where we put the data. Now, look at this data here. Let me push this on the side and move this up. So we have two things we need to understand. First is the category. And then we have the series. When I click on this, it tells me this is the series you're dealing with. When I move this here, it captures more of all the data. And if I want to do away with one of the series, I will just remove this. Let me go back here. So I show you how to go back to the data. Supposing you close that window, you can always click on Edit Data, and that will bring this up. We are seeing 3 bars here because we have 3 series. Think of rainfall, temperature, and humidity. We want to track that. So each bar here could represent temperature and all that. So I'll change this series here and write rainfall. Sorry, my rainfall. Then I could write temperature here. Then I could write humidity. Then what about the categories? These are the variables that are independent, the intervals. If you would, you can see the series is already showing us here in the key or the values that we would use to interpret this. So here we'll write Monday, and we'll be looking at Excel later, but Excel has a way of understanding our sequence, so I don't need to write all the days. I'll just write 2, select this 2, and then drag this down. Okay, maybe I should just write for now. I will be showing you how to do that. So anytime I see a disconnect between what I'm doing and this, I'll just go back to Edit Data. That brings this, and we can keep filling in the other days. Thursday. So we excluded, this blue line is what includes or excludes everything. So look at that now. That's our chart. And if we need to exclude or remove one of this series, we are now not interested in humidity. I'll just select this blue line and exclude humidity from our data, and you can see it's gone. Once I'm done setting the chart, I'll close this. And I have my chart here. I can write title, temperature, weather. Then sometimes we need to show the actual values on these bars, because sometimes we are unable to tell when we just don't include that. So I click on this bar, then right click and select add data label. Go to the next bar, the same thing, right click, add data label, and that's my chart. I'll go to the next menu, insert. We've talked of chart. We can look at screenshot. Sometimes you want to capture a screenshot, like you are writing an article on Facebook and you want to capture, some screenshot of your Facebook or any other software or page. So let me talk about desktop. I want to explain how people don't organize their desktops well, and I have an example of my very own. So I'll put my cursor there and then click on screenshot and then select screen clipping. Before you do that, make sure you've opened the software that you want to capture. So for now, I'll just capture the software that is open here. I can now change the topic to e-learning. So if I wanted to capture desktop, first I'll go to my desktop and hide every other thing that is open. Then now go to MS Word and now go back to insert, a screenshot again, and now it allows me to take an image of my desktop. So take note of that. That's a screenshot. Right, back to insert menu. Really has a lot of features. We'll be focusing on the very common ones. Right, supposing I needed to add a comment here. Really, would you need to do that? But when you are sharing a document with your friends, you might need to do that. Please use font size 12. So as you share this with your friend, they will now see that you have made a comment here, and that was you. We have that. Allow me to delete this so that we have enough space. Delete. So if you have many of you sharing a document, you can use in the comments to create a lot of comments before you discuss that. Then there is header. What if now this is a book and we want a title that runs in every page? So we would use header, and there are many templates here. I will pick this, and right here I could write something like MS Word, Mr. Oboa, whatever you think would be appropriate here. You can space this, and then once you are done, remember to click close header and footer, otherwise you're not able to edit this document. Now you notice that appears at the top of every page. Header at the top of every page. In the same way, we can insert a footer. Technology. I don't know what you want to say about technology, but you can have that, and you can use some home menu options. You want to change the font, you want to change the size, the alignment, you can do all that. Okay. You can do all that. Once you are done, remember to close under header and footer. Remember to close header and footer. Again, that appears in every page, as you would notice. Still on insert menu, we have page number, and it's so important, very important, that you remember to use page numbers in your document. Can you imagine you print a report that is 50 pages, and you're discussing that report in a boardroom, and you can't even refer people by use of page numbers? So use page numbers. I think I did that without showing you the steps, so let me go back. So click on page number. First decide, where do you want the page numbers? At the top bottom at the margin. You can look at the previews here, current position, a specific place. So let me have them at the bottom as we usually do, and then select the template. Which format do you want to use? This looks better, and then just click on that and then close header and footer, and there you go, page numbers. Right, still on insert menu. The other option that is so critical, I've seen students need, is this. We can go to text box first. You've written a paragraph and you need to put in a text box there that captures, highlights, it's like it summarizes the whole page. You can use that and change a few things about it. Back to insert menu. Drop cap, very important. Look at this. The first word here can be dropped, and just look at how we will do that. So I put the cursor next to the first letter here, then click on drop cap and select the design here. Or is it the one that has has some margin, or is it this one? If you don't like all of this, go to options and select the one that you want. Yes, I need this. The only difference is that I need it with some other options, like I want it to drop for 3 lines, 6 lines. You can set all those options here. That is drop cap, very important. I would like to talk about equations and symbols before we close the insert menu. So this is where we have some mathematical equations. Supposing I wanted to write the area of a circle, I could use this, or binomial theorem. I could use this and then replace these values with some actual values to suit your equation. I hope I'm not losing some of you who dislike math. But if there is a need to do that, then there you are. That's all you need. There are many, and I don't even think we can exhaust all of that. Let's try pick another one, or I'll just click on the equation without picking any, and then I have this here. I'll click on this and I have so many that I can use. Linear, professional, many. But when you click on this, you have all these also here. So supposing I wanted to do a matrix, then I will just click on this, a matrix 2 by 2, and then fill in the values. 5, 1. I know some of you could be doing, is it operations research, where you use matrices? So that's a good way to go about that. And that's all that we need to cover under home menu. You can discover the rest under home menu, but there is we have covered what is very important. Maybe I can finish by showing you how to use a link, because links are important. So look at this. I'll put my cursor here. Go to e-learning. Now allow me to stop using this highlighter. If we were writing an article and we wanted to refer someone to a specific place like e-learning, it is ideal to hyperlink this word, connect it with the link to e-learning. So look at what I will do. I'll go to my browser and open e-learning at Daystar right here. When this is open, I'll copy this link here. This link, we refer to it as URL, Universal Resource Locator. So that's what I need to connect with this word, so that if somebody is reading this article and they click on go to e-learning, they'll just click on e-learning and then it takes them to that link. So let's see how we go about this. So I select this, then go to insert, then select link right here. Link. So select that. Then what should be displayed? The word e-learning. If you need to use another word like here or anything else, put it there. Where is the address? This is the address. Remember, we had copied it. Now click on OK. So when someone is studying this and they say go to e-learning, they'll only need to click on Control and then click on this, and that begins to load the e-learning site. Control and then click on this, and you see the site is opening. Hyperlinking is actually the point behind internet, so it's important to hyperlink your documents whenever necessary. So that's all for the insert menu. We'll cover the others in the next sessions.